So, hey everyone, today we are going to discuss a problem, and the name of the problem is was Pythagorean triplet. Okay, so what does the problem statement says? Problem statement says that we need to take three inputs, that is A, B, and C, and we need to find out these triplets can make a valid these three numbers can make a valid Pythagorean triplet or not. Okay, so let's consider the condition like this. Whether firstly, what we need to take three inputs, that is A, B, and C. Okay. So if I'm saying that these triplets are valid, what does it mean? It is going to satisfy a condition, that is what? That is h square must be equal to b square must plus p square. So here h means, as we all know, h square equal to b square equals to p square. If this condition satisfy, it means this Pythagorean triplets are valid. So for example, what does the h means? It means hypotenuse, and this stands for b, and this stands for p, stand for perpendicular. Okay, so we always know in Pythagoras theorem that the value of hypotenuse is always greater than p as well as b. So h is the hypotenuse, is the maximum between these three values. So actually what we have given in the input is abc is what? In these abc, any of them is maybe h, any of them may be b, that is what? Base. Any of them may be p, that is what? Perpendicular. So we need to identify which is these three triplets can form a valid Pythagorean triplet or not. So valid Pythagoras theorem or not. So how we are going to identify that? So what we are going to do is, firstly, we know that is our hypotenuse is always greater than both base as well as perpendicular. So what I'll do, I'll just simply find out the maximum from these three values. After finding these three values, I'll check this condition, that is this condition is valid or not. That is h square is equal to b square, or b square plus p square or not. So okay, so you'll say, you are asked a question, that is how will I judge about b and c? Because if how will I judge about a base as well as perpendicular? So it doesn't matter, because why? If let's assume that is a is our hypotenuse, and from b and c, I don't know whichever from both of these is perpendicular as well as base. Okay, so what I can say, it doesn't matters to me. Why? Because if I'm having hypotenuse, I always know that is my hypotenuse square is must be equals to b square plus p square. Okay, if it is valid, then this condition must satisfy. Okay, so if this condition is going to be satisfied, then this b, if I'm taking this, if I'm assuming this b as a perpendicular, or I'm assuming that b as a base, so what does it mean? It doesn't matters to me, because it's going to matter to me. No, because I'm taking it, if I'm writing it b square plus base, can I write it as p square plus b square also? So because if I'm able to find my hypotenuse, then rest of from the rest of the two values, these two values, one of the values going to be one of the values going to be perpendicular, one of the values going to be base. So I don't need to much more worry about that whichever is base, or whichever is perpendicular. Okay, so I don't need to much more worry about this condition, because I just need to prove this condition only. Okay, so I hope you'll get the thing. Let's move on to the code part. So firstly, what I need to take is, I need to just make a scanner. Firstly, I define this scanner scn equals to new. So I just define this, and after this I need to take three inputs. So I'll just take, after doing this, I need three inputs. That is, I'm taking a, that is what? New scn int a equal to scn, sorry, scn dot next, that is what? Int. So I have taken input for a, now I have to take three inputs. That means I have taken input for b, I need to take input for c. So I have taken three inputs here, that is a, b, and c. And from this a, b, and c, what I'm going to find is, I'm going to check whether these form a valid triplet or not. How I'll be able to find that? So actually just check, I'm just changing the name of the variables here first, like this one. Okay, so firstly I need to find the maximum from these three values. So how I'm going to find the maximum? I'll make a variable, that is max, and I define max as a. So if max variable is less than equals to b, then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to assign my max as equals to b, because it means b is greater than the max value. So my initial max was a, and I'm saying that b is greater than a, so it means my max will be changes to b. And in the else if condition, what I'm going to do is, maybe this condition is possible, that is my max is again less than equals to C. So then what does it mean? My max will be here C. Okay, so now I'll wrote the condition where I'm going to check whether this form valid Pythagorean these triplets are the valid Pythagorean triplet or not. So how I'm going to find that? If these are valid triplet, then it must satisfy a condition, that is h square is equal to b square plus p square. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if max is equal to a, what does it mean? It means a is my what? A is my what? A is my hypotenuse. Okay, so if I'll get the hypotenuse, then from the rest of them, whichever is base or whichever is perpendicular, it doesn't matters to me, because I just need to add, I just need make the square of them, and I need to add them, and after adding I just need to make sure that is after adding this, I need to make sure that it is equals to this hypotenuse square or not. After adding both these squares, I need to find this is equal to this hypotenuse square or not. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. That is, I know that is my a into a is equals to b into b plus c into c. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if this condition satisfy, so I'm going to print what? I'm going to print true. Else, if this condition doesn't work, I need to print false. You must be saying why I'm printing false here, because if my max value is a, but the triplet doesn't form a valid triplet, means h square is not equals to b square, then I need to print false now. So that's why what I'm doing is I'm printing it as a false. So I just copy this thing, this whole, and run it 3 times, because I have 3 possible cases. What it can be, you all can be assuming that is what my max can be equal to max b, this equals to b. Yeah, so what I'm doing here is I'm just checking, is it equals to is it equals to c into c plus it's b into b. So I'm making that, I'm assuming that if my max is equal, if I'm saying that if my max is equals to b, it means my max will be my my b will be my hypotenuse. So the hypotenuse square must be equal to the base square plus this one. Okay, and then the next thing I'm checking that is, else if max is equals to c. So what here I'm doing is I'm just checking, that is c into c is equals to, that is what I need to make it as a into a or not, otherwise it will false. Let's run this code. It got accepted. Let's submit that code. It got submitted. I hope you got the answer. If you are having any of the queries or any of the question, then feel free to ask. And I hope you like the video. If you like the video, please hit the like button for sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being.